Alright, how's it going, everybody? We are back for more GT5 art. I am heading back home from the mining expedition last time. And I believe Trins has done all of our math. So we can start getting all the pipes set up. Well, getting all the pipes made and getting the turbines made and getting all that stuff set up. Hopefully, by the end of the stream, we'll have the reactor going. And then we gotta see if we can turn the thing on and off. I thought lightning had to strike a horse for there to be a skeletal horse. It just has to strike water? So I've just seen a skeleton horse appear in the middle of the ocean from lightning. Trends apparently is being ultra quiet tonight. Oh, okay. And there's village by home. There's our coal vein we destroyed. And there's home. With our excessive amount of pillager banners. Wait a minute, don't we have a box of this over here for... Oh. Wrong one. This one. Yeah, you just throw that in there. We can throw this one. Well, not up that damn high, we ain't. There. I don't even know if some of this stuff has been set to process properly or not, but I need to go through that shit at some point. Okay, this is the one we need on there right now, which is the rutile. And that one we'll set to go next. Well, actually, let's just get it done now. Because actually it's coming down here, so yeah, that'll end up going first, I think. Magnetite, lead, tanzanite, gold, iron. I've just got a load of crap in my backpack. That doesn't matter how it processes, so I don't know why I didn't throw it in there. Get that shit in there and get it done. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty damn sure. Yeah, this needs to be fixed. Still hate how slow that empties. Okay, that's all that crap. Hey, this is finally empty. About damn time. And we still got a shit ton of raw coal, though. Alright, well, let's just this right here, and we'll throw all this lignite in there. So when that gets done, we can deal with it. I don't think Trins is here today. I think he's off in Trins land again. It's fine. You do what you gotta do. I'll find something to keep me busy. Where the hell is oil shale in there? That goes in there. And now all the rest of the garbage that needs removed. Unless Tamara's gonna love it when she gets back. She's gonna have all kinds of fun work to do. She loves it when I make her fun work to do. Okay, green sapphire. Topaz we don't care about. We need to... Do we have a random gem box around here somewhere? We kind of need to have one. Like, all this topaz crap. Yeah. The tile's going in there. Okay, so it'll go into the super buffer, which is emptying into here, which needs to go into there, which is currently disconnected because of power reasons. Let's go ahead and turn it back on for a little bit, and it's going to be running redstone probably for here to eternity. Where is all that going? Am I retarded? I might be retarded. Where the fuck is that going? Well, it's obviously not going over there. So where is it going? Because it can't go in here. But it's left there. It can't go in there. 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 It's got to be going somewhere. There's a whole lot of ores somewhere. I'm not 100% sure where. At some point, we're going to find a whole lot of random ores in places they don't belong. So, when you hear me complain about why these ores or where these ores are, you can remind me that, you know, I'm an idiot and we had this conversation. Alright, so this is my universal hazmat suit. So I should not get zapperated by nasty nasties. That's a fluid canning machine. Now we were going to do 2 of these. And then 6 of these. I think 6 of these. And we just cook these straight. Hey, Dan. And we're going to extrude these into rods, which it needs regular rods. So I have more than what I need anyways. I have double what I need to be exact. There's our 235. Okay, never mind. I'm retarded. I forgot I had double. It's okay. I'm just stupid. Nothing to see here. You gonna work on some more GT5R when I'm done tonight, Dan? Okay, I think that is what we need. Alright, so this is turned off until it gets a thing. Okay. So that's the 235, so we want there and there, and there and there. That's what we're working with. So now I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 reflectors. Is it reflector we're doing or absorber? Yeah, boost the reaction, which needs beryllium rods. And you have them right here, and I need 10 of these. There we go. So we will not need that chamber at all. We won't need that chamber at all. Now we could set up these outer two chambers if we wanted to, doing something else. Like we could, honestly, if we had the extra zirconium, we could wrap this bitch in thorium. Because thorium isn't going to add that much, but it'll give us a little bit of extra. We could also wrap the outside in 238s if we wanted to. But I still like the idea that the 238 has to be next to 235, even though technically the way these work, that's not required. For realism purposes, I like the idea that you have to have them next to one another. So I wouldn't put 238s around the outside. But thorium, yeah, that I can see. So, we need turbine. How much turbine? Because of our issues microphone-wise, you want to put the numbers in chat? Okay, well, can you figure them? Oh, nobody can hear you right now. I just got done recording with Junior, so I forgot to unmute Discord. Good thing you haven't said much today. Yeah, it's got to be your side, dude. I haven't dropped a frame yet. I'm doing 6,800 to YouTube, which YouTube is probably bitching about. And yeah, I'm giving Twitch too much as well, and they're bitching about it. Average stream bitrate is too high. Go figure. $1760 heat units a tick total, I think. You better be sure about that, buddy. Alright, so we're going to have 1760 heat units. That's going to turn into how much steam? It's, what, 180 to 1? Is that how this shit works?
It's 80 heat units to plus 1 mole of water equals 160 steam.
Oh, 160, not 180. Oh, that's the water, not the heat units. I'm an idiot. So, how much heat unit to steam?
It's 1 to 2. 1 heat unit makes 2 steam, basically.
1 heat unit makes 2 steam. Oh, yeah, that's right. You know, I know all this shit. I just forget all this shit. So if it's 1760, that's going to be 3520? Yeah. 1760 times 2, 3520. Yeah. All right. So turbine, rotor.
First, that's per tick. You have to multiply it by 20 to get per second.
Oh, yeah, we're going to divide that by 20. It's 176. That's very little compared to...
No, Bear, I'm saying that that amount, 3520, is how much steam you have to consume per tick. You have to multiply it by 20.
Oh, multiply it by 20. I divided it by 20. I'm an idiot. That would have been really bad. Okay, 3520 times 20 is 70,400. We can do large, because that's tungsten steel. And we need to look at HSS. So you're looking at G is 40,000. E is 40,000.
Looking at huge right now.
S is 56,000. So we still wouldn't be able to do that. We need like 35 each. So we could basically just do 2 of them with ease, right? No. That's huge. Never mind. We need large. I'm down too far. Large, large, large. Where is HSS? Large is 30,000. How in the hell is huge only 40,000? Only goes up by 10? Yeah, it does. Okay. So if we do... we would almost have to do one of each. Do one G and one H, which would suck. Because that's a lot of durability difference. Or we do two of the Gs. And you said these are going to run... how much can they run over optimal? Can we give them an extra 5,000 apiece?
I'm not sure. Complicated.
And if it runs higher, is it going to burn it up quicker? $2,400, 3,000. Iron is 18. Metal, ironwood, steel leaf. Nickel is so horrible on durability. Osmia is really good on efficiency, and it's 4,800. The durability is only 3,850 though. Yeah, these are so much more. The HSSs are so much better. The E is better durability wise and efficiency wise, so we definitely want to use the E. Not the G, which is true for almost everything. You always want to use E. But again, that's only going to give us 30,000, so that's going to give us 60,000. So we're going to have an extra 10,400. And the durability for everything else is just so horrible. This is the other one we... Bitrans? How'd you go? Yeah, what we're currently using is black bronze, which is 10% the durability of these, which are 3,600 versus 30,000, 36,000. So technically, if we use black bronze, it would suck on durability. We'd have to constantly be putting it back in there. And black steel just dumps so bad after that. Did his cat turn off his computer again? Blue steel is 2,100. Where the hell is red steel? I didn't even see red steel in there. Tungsten carbide is 3,000. Or 30,000. Tungsten carbide is the same as HSS E. But this is going to take up way less tungsten than what that would. I argue that this one should be better because it's lighter. Because it's tungsten and carbon, not tungsten and steel. But sadly, these were done with just the tool things. They don't have decent numbers to them. I'm thinking maybe what we do is we send any excess into one of these. I don't know if we can... that's not... Actually, that shouldn't be a problem. That coolant should circulate. So never mind. I was going to say we're out of coolant in our drum, but it shouldn't be a problem.
I'm back.
Cat, do it again?
No, power flickered for a second. Caused the internet to go out.
Oh, okay. You grab me a bunch of basalt brick. Couple stacks of it.
One. Do you need just somewhere to craft it?
Hmm?
You need just somewhere, or do I need to craft it?
There should be some in the building block box, but I don't know if there's enough.
Mm-hmm.
So you might have to craft some. Yeah, there's 2 1/4 stacks right here. I'll start with these. Probably not going to be enough, though.
Finally, seems the book's recipe complexes polished basalt in the crafting table. These here are your bricks.
Thank you. You can help me fill this shit in if you want. I'm just tired
Did
of
you make
looking at all
stack
this
crafting?
kimberlite shit everywhere. Okay, so I'm guessing we're gonna do another turbine here and then another turbine here. Leaving, well, for steam we need input and output. If we have let's leave a little more room. I'll leave the standard 2 gap between them that we've been doing for the rest. So it'll be there and then here. And it looks like that's about as far as we're going to be able to go. Okay, so then the other one will go here. That's what I'm looking at right now. So if our optimal flow is going to be 30,000 liters a second of steam, how much is that in the EU? What dynamo hatch are we going to need for those? It's going to be roughly the same as this one, right? Because this is using large.
Mm-hmm.
So we should be putting out roughly the same as that one. And that is... I have no idea because there's a fucking thing in the way. What the hell do we got in there? Any idea?
$30,000 is about 750 EU per tick, I think.
About 750. So then we're going to need EV, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to go make 2 EV dynamo hatches, and I'll start making the turbine casings. Are we going to force this bitch? Are we going to be able to do this much steam from the heat exchanger? Do we need to run it on critical? It's another thing we got to figure out. Because I don't know what the max of the heat exchanger is. Does it have a max? I never got to that in GT5.
I'm going to try heat maximum, but I don't know, maximum, I guess. Apparently, superheat threshold is 80,000 by default.
Okay, are we going to want to force this? Are we going to... so we can get the extra out of it? Because we get extra power out if we force it to supercritical.
I'm not sure. It's only like a couple thousand a tick. Seems like the more you try to lower threshold you force out, the lower the efficiency of the exchanger.
So just leave it at normal?
Yeah, just leave it at normal.
Okay. Alright, this thing is worrying the shit out of me. Don't like the idea of it just sitting here with fuel rods in it, so let's get rid of that. It gets a freaking redstone signal from somewhere and is gonna blow the fuck up on us. Let's put that in here for right now till we get ready to build it. Alright, so I'm gonna need 9, 12, 24, 25, 26, 27, 29, 30 times 2. I said 30, right? So I'm gonna need 60 of these. That's a lot of steel, buddy. Good thing we got tons of iron. Hopefully we have tons of oxygen. How are we currently doing on oxygen?
Large tank down here is supposed to be fraction. Looks empty.
It's empty. Well, that's not great. Oh, our regular tank's empty too. Just thought about something. I never piped this up.
It.
Yeah, I never piped this up to get the oxygen and the CO2 from here. From our large electrolyzer. So I guess let me get that dealt with. Our oxygen goes through not that one. Why is there water in there? Which one's the oxygen go through? I think it's the bottom. I think it's this one. You know how to figure it out. It's that one that runs. This pipe right here is our main feed line. So right there. Still don't know why that shows there's water in that. I'm guessing it's connected to something that has water. Okay. So I don't think we have anything on the upper. Yeah, I think this is all item up here. So we're going to have to connect to this one. Which is a problem, because there's a cable. Because of course there is.
Your dynamo hatches are done.
Okay. You want to start on the main then? The main block? I need to move this over to this side. Stop that so it won't put any more in. Okay, so it ran with what it had. So let's take these two downstairs.
I'm gonna need more steel.
I'm cooking a ton right now.
Good.
Okay. So now we can open that back up. We'll let in our CO2. It can start running again. Now, the only thing about this is we have a high output casing on this bitch. So we got 8 buckets at the moment. And maybe it'll be enough, because we're only running it in bulk. I'm just thinking we might need to put a bigger line in for this than the normal ones we use. I might need to upgrade them at some point and not run it to this. That might end up causing a problem if I do. 300 liters a tick. Maybe I should just use those. They're 1800. That's a full bucket. A tick. But if I do that, then I need to run... I don't need to run it here. I basically need to run it straight down. Well, we do have... I don't know why I didn't connect it to that. That would have made more sense than connecting it all the way over there. But I'm thinking I should probably... just run it normal for right now and see. But I do think I'm going to run it there instead. I'm just going to use normal pipes. But I am going to use this PVC pipe instead of regular plastic. Yeah, that connects to our main line right here. Alright, that'll work. Oh, I should put a shutter on that.
Okay. Our large steam turbines are done too.
Okay. You want to start on the rotors? Do we have the HSS for the rotors. Do I need to make us HSS?
We have some HSSG and some HSSE. That's it. There's no S.
We don't use S. We want E.
We have 37G.
Okay, so I need to make some. Is the steel done over there? Or is it still running?
I'm still trying to manage this bone action.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah, we don't have enough for even one murder. Almost enough, but not quite.
We need 12 times 3, not counting the screws.
You have enough of the plates without the screws.
Yeah, but we want E, not G. G is the generic. We don't want that. We need cobalt, manganese, and silicon to make it into E. Alright, I got the other one running. The HSS. Yeah, that thing's barely flickering on and off making steel. We've made 51 steel. That is crap. We are definitely going to need a lot more oxygen. You know what? That actually does not look like a very expensive loop right there. 480 EU a tick to put chlorine and water together, make hydrochloric acid and oxygen, and then electrolyze the hydrochloric acid is 2160, which is a bit. That gives us hydrogen and the chlorine back. And then we mix the chlorine back with water again, and that gives us, which would be cheaper power-wise. Just electrolyzing water, or doing that. This is 60,000 to give us hydrogen and oxygen. I think that's actually cheaper. We could honestly start doing this. We probably should start centrifuging water to get semi-heavy water, heavy water, and tritillated water. That doesn't look right. How the fuck?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You didn't add this, did you?
No.
I thought titanium was a completely different thing. I thought that was an alloy of titanium and some sci-fi bullshit.
Titanium? Yeah, it's what I thought too. I was putting this and I noticed that.
Hold on, let me go load up GT6 and look at this real quick. Because I think that's a major exploit. I don't know who the fuck added that shit, but that does not look right. And I thought you did this so you got the other thing. tritium. Not tritanium. Tritium.
Yeah, it's weird.
Because it should be the same as this right here. It should be deuterium and oxygen from heavy water, and it should be tritium and oxygen from the other one. I'm pretty sure. I don't think I'm retarded here. I think this is retarded. But yeah, I think we should probably start setting this up where we centrifuge the water, and that's going to give us lots of oxygen. And that'll also give us our deuterium and our tritium when we get that fixed. Can you look at that other... Can you look at oxygen for a minute and see if there's any chemical loop like this hydrochloric acid one I was looking at? If there's any of that that's going to be better for getting oxygen than just doing electrolyzing water?
Mm-hmm.
Your brain's better at math shit than mine is anymore. Mine is not so great anymore at that shit. Can't hold that many numbers in my head. I'm too lazy to write it down. What am I talking about? I always let XAR figure this shit out. I never figured it out even when I wasn't good at this shit. Finding chemical loopholes is his job. And he ain't fucking here. Alright, so... heavy water. Not the hot stuff. Heavy water gives us tritillated water. And tritillated water, when you electrolyze it, gives you tritium and oxygen. 15 liters of tritiated water gives 10 tritium and 5 oxygen. Now, that makes me wonder. Heavy is 250. Centrifuge to 25. Or it is 15 to 10 and 5. And over here... it's 3,000 to 2,000 and 1,000. Why is that so much more? I guess I'd have to go look at GT5 and see how in the hell it was done. But yeah, for GT6 it was only 15 and it took 19 ticks to do it. I'm assuming that this is going to end up being roughly the same if you math it all out. But you should be running I think the reason why Greg has it this way in GT6 is to promote using the large electrolyzer for it, where you have multiple processes at a time. But it's still 2 to 1. So we can look at that later if you want to. But yeah, I was not retarded. You definitely need to fix that recipe before we do any of that. Because we don't want to be getting tritanium out of that. I didn't even look at how to get tritanium, but I believe it's not tritium, it's the other sci-fi element. I'm trying to think of the name of it. It's the only way we could get it in GT6 for the longest time was getting arrows in loot. And then he finally added, no, not deuterium. This is a sci-fi thing, not a realistic thing. It's fuck.
I'm Star Trek frowning.
Is it a Star Trek thing?
Yeah, titanium is really a Star Trek thing.
But what's the sci-fi element that you mix with titanium? It's
Trinium. No, that's a
trinium.
Stargate
Yes. It's trinium.
Stargate thing. There's two types of titanium. There's Star Trek ore, and then there's the Stargate one. Different.
Oh, okay. Well, trinium is the one that he uses in GT6. It's trinium and titanium, and it makes that stuff that we just seen that's not coming from tritillated water, for fuck's sakes. So what do you say we do for oxygen for now?
Still looking.
Okay.
Only one I know so far was sulfuric acid. I think you already noticed, right?
Sulfuric acid, unless we set up a roaster to roast sulfur, isn't going to be viable. Where, like the hydrochloric acid one I was looking at, that would pretty much be a closed loop for the chlorine. We wouldn't have to add any. And even if we did, who fucking cares? It's chlorine, we dump that shit. Sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid we kind of could do. If you have... Oh, that's not what I wanted. That shouldn't even exist in this one. Sulfur trioxide, sulfur dioxide. Do you have the recipe for... Okay. Why is that giving tiny sulfur, dude? That recipe looks fucked up. Damn it, now I gotta load GT6 again. I know it's not supposed to give tiny sulfur. It's supposed to give nothing. The sulfur is supposed to bond with the oxygen and give you sulfur dioxide. Now, the one issue is you didn't add any of the air recipes, which I love, except for that one. that one would be nice to have an air recipe for. I hate Greg's air recipes for all the rest of these because they're lossy. And I hate the idea of losing elements because you're using air instead of oxygen. The heavy part of it should not get lost. I never understood that. I understand why Greg did it for a balance reason, because he wants you to use oxygen. But he also wants to give you a way of doing it early with air. And if he didn't add the loss, you would never give a fuck to do it the other way. You would never give it oxygen. So for game balance, I understand it. But I say just leave it oxygen only. But for this one, having air and sulfur is nice, because it gives you a way of just being able to make sulfur dioxide. You just should have to give it extra oxygen or extra air. All right. GT6 is back up. I might as well just leave GT6 up at this point. Okay, so sulfur, roaster. See this? There's no fucking tiny coming out of it. Why was there a tiny? That was weird. Also, 8,000 liters of air only gives you 3,000 liters of sulfur dioxide. That is a nice recipe to have. And then if you do oxygen, it's only 2,000 and it gives you 3,000. Where you're doing 8,000 oxygen for 3,000 sulfur dioxide. You're using the air recipe, but with oxygen. So that's off. And I think all the rest of these is too, which is probably why we're eating up so much of our oxygen. Because I think you're using the air recipe instead of the oxygen recipe. Let's look and see. So, Stibnite,
honey dust part.
1,200 to 800. Stibnite, 5,000 to 1,000. Yeah, that's where all our oxygen is going. You're eating it, fucker.
Didn't know he was eating too much.
Yes. And you have oxygen and you have all of the air recipes. I don't think there's any reason why we need all of the air recipes. Who's going to be doing roasting with nether air or ender air? You're just going to use regular air. And again, I don't want the air recipe for any of the regular ones. We have a way of getting stuff out of these with the primitive blast furnace. So we have a different early way of doing it. So we don't need an air recipe for that, but air for sulfur, yes.
What was the ratio of air to sulfur dioxide?
It's... Hold on. I didn't close it. I just left the world. Let me get back in here. I think it was 4 times more. I think it was 2,000 oxygen or 8,000 air. But I'll show you for sure here in a sec. Okay. Sulfur roaster. So for the sulfur, air is 8,000 and gives 3,000. So yeah, that's 2,000 to 8,000 for the other one because it's 2,000 to 3,000. This counts as 1 unit, so 1,000 of that total. So yeah, it's 4 to 1 or 4 to 2. It's double. So if you're adding oxygen and sulfur, it should be 2 to 3. And if you're doing air and sulfur, it should be 8 to 3. So that puts a little bit of a hiccup in our proceedings. Speaking of, how is your back end work coming? Are we going to have an update on Monday?
I should.
Okay.
I'm honestly with the launch and stuff I was working on, so.
Okay.
With it will come the GA info for veins on the server side, and also planning to do a thing with what my limits are still theirs.
Okay. Dan, is your dumbass still here? Say what?
It's going to behave like how deep sleep mixes in with stone at like ground zero.
Mm-hmm.
Basically think of like at the min level line, mixing a replacement with the regular stone.
Oh, okay. I think Dan buggered off, dumbass. I was going to do a thing and, oh. I don't think it's YouTube. I think it's your connection. But if you're going to stream, get your fucking stream set up. Because we found enough stuff that I got to end here before we actually fix this. Because we're not going to fix much until we get this oxygen issue dealt with. So, we can't make steel. So get your stream set up. And I'll send everybody from Twitch over to you. So hurry the fuck up. Don't make us wait all day. Move your ass, bitch. And then they can listen to me yell at you for the next 4 hours for being stupid. Every time he streams, I try to not get in voice because I just want to relax. Watch a fucking stream. And then he does something idiotic and I gotta yell at him. You ain't live yet, asshole. Move your ass. What do you mean you're trying to? Put up a wait screen and start the fucking thing. It don't take that long. Do you not have a wait screen? Do I have to send you a picture? I don't even know how to do it on YouTube. I'm supposed to be able to redirect people from YouTube, but I don't even fucking know how to do it. Don't have one, you lost mine. Motherfucker. Swear I'd take these people to raise. I'd give them everything. Buy you books, send you to school, all you want to do is fuck the teacher. Which, by the way, was a lot funnier before all the teachers started fucking their students. There. I sent you a fucking wait screen, asshole. It's gonna have my face on it. And Greg's face. Well, our avatar face. Couldn't put my face on it. Nobody would fucking watch. Ah, look at that ugly motherfucker. Stop losing shit. Oh, and by the way, not that anybody probably cares, but there won't be a 7 Days to Die Forsaken Trail stream in the morning on the server with Tamara and Ethrin. I'll be doing one in single player again because Tamara's still out of town until Sunday. We will have the normal Sunday afternoon stream with her and Junior and I. Which all of this is over on the on either Twitch or the alternate YouTube channel. Alright, so let's see if I can figure out this redirect shit. You're ready. Well, it's about fucking time. How do I set up a redirect from YouTube? I have no fucking idea. Redirect. Aha! I have a redirect. What's the name of your... Give me a link to the YouTube one. I can find you on Twitch. That's not a problem. I thought I could. What the fuck? Oh, it's probably because I was... That... There it is. Alright, so everybody on Twitch, send you to Dan. Everybody on YouTube, I'm going to try to figure this out. Copy, paste, that, redirect privileges needed. Okay, I can't redirect you to his because YouTube's retarded and he has to give me permission. So there's the link to his. I have no fucking idea how you do it, Dan. Just go start your stream. I gave them the link. I'll look into it later. We'll figure it out. y'all have a good one, and I'll see you over in his stream doing more GT5R stuff. And we'll be back here to finish this shit next. Well, we're going to apparently set up oxygen shit. We'll get this reactor done at some point. I swear we will.